What's going on? What it do? What it do? Yeah, I'm in the car. I know somebody like, I thought he was gonna be in the house with this live. In the car, one of these car lives. Let some people get in here. We'll see if we can get somebody in here. Yo, what up? What up? What up, Malachi? What's going on? Ooh, that sun is bright. This doggone thing don't want to stay. There we go. But yeah, we loading up. Michigan loading. We loading back up. And it's big to see. It's big to see. Well, it's good to see. You know what I'm saying? It is very good to see. The Ryan Day jumping pregame. Yeah, the portal. It's good to see just because, recruiting's been slow and some of these dudes can stick around more than 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mangum's a stud. Mangum's a stud. And we needed, because, I was on Minister Sports talking to somebody. It was, Ohio State, they got everybody to come back. So they have depth. Ohio State has depth. Now, that don't mean much for them because they don't rotate their players. Now, Jim Knowles said he was going to do it, but Michigan has been rotating their players. That's why they're always fresh. So, even though Quentin Johnson and McCarthy could start the whole year, that's not how we do things. We want to keep them dudes fresh. You know what I'm saying? So it was big to get Wesley Walker or Wes Walker. I don't know what he goes by for sure. And Mangum, get him. Get the corners. Now, safety, it was nice to get for the rotational depth. Corner, we needed those players. The transfer from UNLV, and then the other transfer from the FCS school. He was an FCS All-American. We just needed more depth at corner just in general. If Will Johnson or hell, we don't know who the other starter's going to be yet. The other starter on the outside, I'm pretty sure Zeke Berry is going to start at nickel and be a stud. I got big things coming for Zeke. I've been waiting on him since last year. So it was big to get those dudes. I'd like to see them get a D tackle or two. They get that, then I'm sitting back pretty. Like let's get it. And maybe a wide receiver, maybe another wide receiver, a proven wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? A proven wide receiver. Some people like to harp that we need a big receiver for deep passes and stuff. I'm not really. I don't think. This is my opinion. Everybody got their opinion. My opinion is it don't really matter. To go deep, I don't care who it is. To go deep, I don't need them to be big. I just need them to be able to get by. When it's 1-on-1, can you blow by that corner? That's all I need. Because when we hit this play action, can you blow by that corner? That's all I need. Or hell, can you blow by him if it's not a play action? That's all I need for my deep threat. He don't have to be 6'3", 6'4". That's just how I feel. He don't gotta be huge to get a deep threat. Nah, that ain't what I go by. I just need him to be able to get deep. That's all I need. Ain't nobody complaining about Tyreek Hill being 5'9" or whatever he is. Ain't nobody complaining about that because he getting deep. You get what I'm saying? So if Samaj or Ty Morris or Fred Moore, if any of those dudes can just get deep, it don't matter to me if he's big or not. I just need you to be able to blow by somebody, and we'll be able to get them deep passes for sure. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got a dude it's nice to have that big receiver. You know, if he can't blow by the defense, and then you can throw jump balls up to him deep. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather have a dude that you can just blow by the defense. He ain't got to jump for it because he done blew by him he got 3-4 yards of separation. He ain't gotta jump up for it. I mean, it's nice to have, but honestly, we ain't had that since Nico. Tell you the truth, we haven't had a big time deep throw it up to me and I'm gonna come down with it since Nico. He was the last dude. And honestly, I felt Cornelius could probably do that. I just think they didn't really use him like that. I've seen him do it some. I've seen him do it. I mean, he stayed around, all 4 years? I've seen him do it more in his younger years. They would do it. Not so much these last 2 years, but it just wasn't part of the game. That wasn't part of the game plan. What else going on? I saw Donovan. What was it? Donovan talking about Donovan was talking like Orgy's the starter. Or at least he's in the lead, which we already kind of knew. But he's, Donovan was kind of saying like Orgy's gonna be Orgy's that dude. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I think we all kind of knew that. I know after Tuttle has his little fan club. I know Davis Warren got a little fan club after the spring game, but it's pretty much Orgy's. It's pretty much his job. It's just too much to work with. The thing about sports is, this is any sport. It really don't matter. You can pick the sport. And this is coaches. This is coaches' mindset. When that freak of nature walks in the building, you better hope he don't play your position. You better hope he don't play your position. Because even if you could be more polished than him, but you ain't that. You ain't 6'3", 240. You ain't built like a Greek god. You can't run a 4.4. You can get, you more polished, but you ain't that. So you better be head and shoulders better than him. Or that if it's close, that freak of nature taking your job. Until he proves otherwise, he taking your job. And that's what happens in sports. That freak of nature gonna take your spot. You're gonna have to really prove to your coach that you deserve it. You're gonna really have to prove to your coach that you're head and shoulders above him. If not, he taking your job until he look like boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of what's the deal with Orgy. He a freak of nature. So, as he is, hopefully he can hit some passes. Because let's be real. Let's just be real. Because a lot of people, hold on, let me read this comment real quick. It'd be nice to get a guy like Braylon Edwards, but it's hard. Rivals out there telling these big time recruits Michigan isn't going to throw the ball. And that's a fact. Michigan we don't throw the ball like that. That's just a fact. We don't throw the ball like that. So, the expectation like we're going to start slinging it all over the yard, it's just not likely. It's just not likely. Sharon Sharon is a Jim Harbaugh disciple. I would even go in to say Jim Harbaugh mentored Sharon Moore. You know what I'm saying? So the expectation isn't to. That's not. I highly doubt it that we throw it more than we did last year or the year before. Like I highly doubt that. I think it's gonna be about the same type of stuff that has been going on. We're gonna run that rock about 60% of the time. We're gonna run that rock. You know what I'm saying? That number, and with Orgy, we'll see how Sharon handles trying to keep Alex Orgy fresh if he's the starter, trying to keep him from being injured. But then on the other hand, you got to understand he's not JJ. He's built different. He's built where hell. Alex Orgy is built where most of the people trying to tackle him, he's probably gonna instill more damage than the defender. You're gonna have some dudes making business decisions on tackling him. That's just the truth. And then, even if it ain't a business decision, you just ain't gonna be able to tackle him. You ain't big enough, bro. You ain't big enough to tackle that dude. And if I keep it real, I ain't seen him tackle that many times when he's gotten the game. Honestly, he was in the game for. I can't remember if Washington tackled him on that play that he was in the Natty. I can't remember if they actually tackled him, or if he went out of bounds, or if he was. I can't remember that one. I know Ohio State on those two plays, they never tackled him. The safety pushed him out of bounds, and on the second play, it was a pile up, but he never went to the ground. They just stopped his momentum. These are D linemen. They just stopped his momentum, but they never tackled him. Michigan State, I think he scored on them, dove in the end zone or something. Like, it's gonna be hard for some of these teams, especially if we're grinding it out consistently with Ben Hall, Donovan, Khalil Mullins, and then you got Orgy. Like, that's a lot. Some of these teams, and now this is if he's the starter, some of these teams gonna be like, all right, now, all right, now, hold on. now this some bull, bro. This some bull. Like, bruh, these folks running it all the time, and now they running the quarterback. Like, we ain't gonna get a break. Like, come on. Now they running the quarterback. The quarterback is 240, coach. Don't be looking at us, coach. You come tackle him. I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine the wear on the defense when that run game is clicking, and then you add in Orgy, who is a physical specimen, and he gonna punish you too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. That's a lot. That's where the defense goes. No mas. We don't want no more of this. We don't want no more of these. These boys is out here hidden and being physical. These boys is out here being physical. You know, so I'm looking forward to, because I'm talking about Orgy like this because I think we're all expecting that he's going to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? If nothing changes, you know, injuries, knock on wood, injuries happen, but we're all kind of expecting him to be the starter. So just thinking like, oh, like a lot of people seem to think like we throw it 25 times, 30 times a game. We just don't do that. Like, it just don't happen. So, you know, there's no point of looking at it like, oh man, if he's the starter, he ain't finna throw it nothing but 13, 14 times a lot of these games. Now, in the big games, if it's a close game, if it's a tighter game, he's gonna have to make more throws. Then we're gonna find out more. But a lot of these games, he ain't gonna have to throw it that much. He just ain't gonna have to throw it that much. You know, right or wrong, that's just Michigan. Like, come on, that's just how we get down. So that's why it's not doom and gloom if he's not as polished as JJ was or whatever. And to keep it real, I'm gonna keep it 100. JJ struggled in some of these games too, throwing it. Hell, JJ struggled in the national championship. If JJ is on in the national championship, we do them like Georgia did TC. Well, it wasn't gonna be that bad. Well, it might have got that bad. It would have been bad. It would have probably been 40 something to 7. I don't even think they get 13. You know what I'm saying? If JJ is on, like JJ struggled in the national championship. He struggled somewhat in that Bama game. You know what I'm saying? So just to act like JJ was just shredding everybody, it's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Like JJ wasn't perfect. He struggled in some of them games too. He did struggle in some of them. Hell, in the national championship, he had to go over to their mental health coach and talk to him because JJ was the one kind of keeping that game close because he was missing throws. Hell, JJ struggled against Maryland. That game was way closer than it should have been. Mainly because JJ was struggling when dudes were wide open. Like if you look at some of those clips of that Maryland game, he had receivers, I'm talking about wide open, 4 yards, 5 yards open, and he was missing them. Deep. This ain't no knock against JJ. This is just, I'm gonna tell the truth. So to just act like JJ was perfect and he didn't miss any throws, so Alex Orji has to be perfect and he can't miss some throws. It's just like, just come on, calm down, and let's think about the totality of last year and coming into this year with the quarterback situation. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think we're going to throw it as much as. I don't think we're going to throw it as much. Now, I'm going to have to take that back. We play more tough games this year, and in those tough games, if the run game ain't clicking like Penn State 2 years ago, we're going to have to throw it we're going to have to throw it probably 25 times. Now, if it's clicking, we're going to do the same old stuff we do. You're going to throw it 15 times, Orgy, and we're going to run it down their throat. But if it's a closer game, he's going to have to throw it more. And we got more big games. So that's more throwing. Last year, what we have? Big games. Michigan State's pass defense was so bad. So, you go more towards JJ. You're going to throw it a little more against them. They pass defense was just so horrible. You gotta try to exploit it. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to Ohio State, Penn State. Hell, you take out the Penn State game because we couldn't pass block. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we probably will throw it more, mostly because of the schedule. But if the run game is clicking, we're going to run that rock down your throat. You know what I'm saying? What else was going on? What else? Oh, I've been hearing about this 2014 Ohio State versus 2023 Michigan. Who is the better team? Who would be champion? And honestly, that's a hell of a matchup, boy. That's Big Ten that's a Big Ten football matchup right there. I think my phone phone wasn't charging. I got you plugged in, and you ain't charging. That's a Big Ten football matchup right there. 2014 versus 2023. Michigan, Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott, Blake Corum. You know what I'm saying? What was the quarterback's name? Big dude. What's that big quarterback that won that? I can't think of his name. He was a beast. He was a beast. Like, he wasn't the best quarterback, but he was a dude that you're gonna follow in the battle, because when you need him to get a first down, he gonna put that head down and, all right, I'm gonna go get it. He had a big Cardell Jones. He gonna throw it deep. He gonna throw those deep bombs, and when he needed big time first down on third downs and stuff like that, he gonna run and get you that first down, or try his hardest to get it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, two strong defenses. You got a Bosa, you know. That's a matchup. I'm gonna make a video about that. Because I want to look at both teams. I'm gonna make an actual video at the house about that. Zach went on about Wisconsin and that 59 Obedient, compared them to us, and I'm like, Zach, you crazy. Wisconsin had 2 players drafted from that team. Yeah. Zach, he's got some homerism in him. Now, he'll keep it real when he has the full knowledge, but like right now, he was trying to talk about Michigan's team, and he doesn't follow them close enough on a everyday, week to week basis to really speak about them. Like, he was talking about our safeties. Oh, Rod Moore went down. Rod Moore went down, but we just got the safety from Michigan State. He didn't say that. This was today. He didn't speak about that. He doesn't realize Quentin Johnson and Makari Page has been starting for the last 2 years. Quentin Johnson has been rotational for the last 3 years. So he doesn't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? He don't know Zeke Berry is about to be a stud. He don't know. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about we lost our linebackers. He don't even realize Hausman was in the rotation last year. He don't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take things like Zach will say with a grain of salt, because he don't know no better on some of this stuff, and he's slick a Ohio State homer at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even realize he's talking about our edge rushers got to step up. You know, he not realizing Josiah Stewart and Derek Moore are studs and played a ton. You know what I'm saying? He don't realize that. So, you know, but that 2014 OSU versus Michigan, man, when I really think about it, I would love to see that game. This dude done fell asleep. I would love to see that game. That's sad. I can sit here and talk to y'all and still pay attention. People like, watch the road. But all I do is drive all day. Best believe I'm watching it. All I do is drive and drive and drive and drive. But yeah, that matchup, that's a heck of a matchup to me, because you got 2 teams that want to run the ball. We're gonna run that ball. 2 physical teams. Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh, strong-minded, strong mentality, physical mentality coaches. This ain't no Ryan Day finesse soft. These is 2 coaches that want to make you quit. They want to make you quit. Fourth quarter, they want you to say no mas. No mas. We don't want no more of this. No, we straight. We don't want no more of this. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? So that would be. Who is this honking, bro? God. But yeah, you got 2 physical minded coaches that just, they want to make you quit and they're gonna run the ball. That's Big Ten football. Strong defense, run the ball, and then we're gonna see whose condition is the best, whose mindset is whose mind is strong enough to handle this physical game. That's a heck of a matchup. I'm gonna dive into that because I gotta look at both. Well, I know our roster. I gotta look at who was on that 2014 Ohio State team. Like really dive into it. That's a matchup right there for you. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no finesse Ryan Day type stuff. Hey, the Menace to Sports, man, that was so funny today. So Zach brought on Philly Brown. He was on those Ohio State teams from like 2012. When Zach and Urban first got there, 2012, 2013, 14, he was on those teams. He was wide receiver on those teams. And they asked him about Zach asked him about what's wrong with Ohio State now. And he killed Urban Meyer. I mean, not Urban Meyer. He killed Ryan Day. he said everything that Michigan fans say. It was so funny in the chat. Ohio State fans just stopped typing. They try to act like they ain't hear him. Because he said Urban, I don't know why I keep saying Urban. Ryan Day is soft. Ryan Day is soft. The players are soft. I mean, some of them, they not technically soft, but, you know, their leader is soft. So, you know, they get that mentality. They soft, they finesse. And it was just like, whoo, preach. I need to get you on my channel, Philly Brown. I need you to come over here where you're going to get the love you deserve right now. Because you are speaking the truth. The truth will set you free. Because we all know it. And they don't want to hear about it. They ain't want to hear about that. They ain't want to hear that. Well, yeah, they ain't want to hear about that. One of their former alumni calling Ryan Day soft, because you know, for all of that, I don't really understand. They support Ryan Day a lot of their fans still. If I'm an Ohio State fan, I wouldn't. And this is me not coming from a Michigan. Like, I'm thinking about it like if I was an Ohio State fan. Like, I've been a whole Ohio State fan my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna come at it as a Michigan fan my whole life, because like with Jim Harbaugh, I saw what Jim Harbaugh took over. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Day takes over for Urban Meyer. Y'all were winning. Y'all had top recruiting classes. And then he continues on that with Urban Meyer's recruits, who are tough because he puts them through hell, so they are tough and strong-minded players, mentally tough players. And then Ryan Day's players start to take over. You can see their finesse. They're more soft. And now you're losing to Michigan. If I'm an Ohio State fan, I would want this dude gone. I'm just being real. It wouldn't be no, what you call it? Well, who are we going to get that's better? Somebody that can beat Michigan? That's who. Boy, I'd be, just imagine if I was an Ohio State fan right now and I had my page. Boy, I'd be talking about Ryan Day every time I got the chance. I'd be talking about him like he was Don Brown. You know what I'm saying? That's just how me looking at it from, because we wasn't losing to you. We wasn't losing to Michigan before you. We was beating these dudes. These dudes didn't have a chance to win until you came. Every time got to go. A lot of them take up for it. Hey, whatever. But yeah, that's this, that just crossed my mind. But The orgy, everybody's talking about the orgy. I think the season can't get here fast enough and to see what orgy can do against Fresno State. You know, it can't get here fast enough to see what he can, how he looks against Fresno State. Lord, please let Orgy look good against Fresno State, because hey, the fans is gonna be up in arms if he misses some throws against Fresno State. Boy, people gonna be going crazy. They gonna be going crazy. Orgy could probably run for 200 on Fresno State, and if he misses some wide open throws, boy, everybody gonna be up in arms. Or at least half of the fan base is going to be up in arms. They're going to be up in arms about it, you know. But I honestly think it's going to work out. I think it's going to work out. And the goal, you know, the goal is always Michigan State. Michigan State, we don't play Penn State. Honestly, the goal is going to have to change a little bit with this type of schedule, honestly, but I guess no. But the way, you know, the goals were always Michigan State, Penn State, Ohio State, 10, obviously. Well, now you got Michigan State, you got USC, Oregon, Washington, Ohio State. That's two more goals added right there with them teams. You know what I'm saying? You had 3 and then you'll win the Big Ten. Now you got 5 and then win the Big Ten. Oh, we got Texas too. But, you know, that loss okay. Yeah. Hold on. Michigan State, USC, Oregon, Washington, Ohio State, Texas. Woo-wee! That's tough right there. That's tough. That's tough right there. I ain't gonna front. That's tough. That's 6. Woo. We gonna have some good games to watch. It ain't gonna be you falling asleep in the fourth quarter. Well, hopefully it is in a lot of these, but it ain't likely. So the goals. Hey, the goals is to me, it's a little bit different. The main goal is the playoff. The main goal is the playoff. To me, you got to win enough to make the playoff. To me, we won the last championship of the. We need to go undefeated. We won the last championship of the we need to go undefeated era. To me, that era is over. To where you almost feel like your season has went down the drain if you lose a game. That era is over now, to me, at least. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it was. Ohio State lost to us. Sit at home. You ain't going to the playoff. Or you sitting at home hoping and wishing and praying like they did in 2021. Yeah, in 2021. No, in 2022 when they were hoping and wishing and praying. To me, you know what I'm saying? So you pretty much had to go undefeated to guarantee you get in the playoff. Last year was the last year of that. You can lose 1 game, 2 games, and probably still make the playoff. Now 3 games, you're gonna be hoping and wishing and praying. You lose 3 games, you're gonna be hoping and wishing and praying. Now, if those 3 losses were to Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State, and they close games, you probably still gonna make the playoff. If losing 3 games. And this isn't to say we will or anything. This is just me looking at, I like to break down what you have to do to make the playoff. That's the most important thing, is to give yourself the chance to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So I want to win every game, of course, we all do, but that's not, you can still win the war without going undefeated now, if that makes sense. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Yo, let me tell you what I'm worried about. Ryan Day could potentially lose to y'all twice in the same year. You better be gone if that happens. Oh yeah, Philly Brown was cooking them. But yeah, that's the old, we gotta go undefeated. We gotta go undefeated. That's the old adage. Them days is over. Because you're gonna have plenty of teams in the playoff now. Because let's just think about this. Every year you get what? Every year you get maybe 2 teams that go undefeated and enter the playoff. So you had those 4 teams. You might have Michigan, you might have Georgia, you might have Ohio State and Alabama. It's usually 2 teams that are undefeated, maybe sometimes 3. So now you got your undefeateds. Let's just say that's 2. You still got 10 spots. You still got 10 spots to get in the playoff. Now you got your 1-loss teams that's going to get in. Let's say it's about 5 of them with 1 loss. Now you still, so that's 7. That's 7 teams. Now you got what? Now you got, 5 more teams. Now you got 5 more teams. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to have this undefeated season stuff anymore. You know, it's gonna guarantee you a spot, but it's you don't have to. It's not our season is done. We lost the game. Our goals are going down the drain. You know what I'm saying? When we beat Ohio State, their goals went down the drain with it. Say goodnight, flush them, goodbye. 2022 season, we wrecked it for ya. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You can lose once, twice, and probably still make the playoff. Especially this year with our schedule, we could probably lose 2 and still get in. You get in, you go on your championship run. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal, is winning that championship. Yeah, of course we want to win the Big Ten every year. But hey, let's say Ohio State wins the Big Ten. And then we go on a run and win the championship. Who won? They won the battle, we won the war. I want to win the war. I want the final bragging rights. Same with if we have to play them twice. Let's say we lose to them the first time. I want to win them. I want to beat them in the playoff. That's when it's really gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? So everything's changed. So the way I'm gonna react to some of this stuff is gonna change a little bit too. Y'all probably will notice that in the season if we lose to somebody. I mean, I say that now. I'm still probably gonna blow a gasket when we lose to somebody, especially if it's a close and we look like boo-boo. You know, I don't even know. I'm trying to front like I ain't gonna blow a gasket. We just ain't lost so long. I done forgot how I feel. But you know I'm gonna blow a gasket if we lose to somebody. You know I'm gonna be mad. My head gonna be about to explode again. Because with that tough schedule, so let's say if we were to lose a game to somebody, I don't know, pick somebody. Now the pressure builds. Now you pretty much have to be perfect, because you don't want to be waiting on selection day You don't want to be waiting on selection day, wishing and hoping and praying. That's what you don't want. You don't want to be 9-3. 9-3, you gonna be, come on, put us in. Put us in over somebody or something. You know? You don't want to be in that situation. You definitely don't want that. So you really can get away with one loss without stressing yourself out. You're gonna get about one loss, then you're gonna be stressing yourself out because the margin for error gonna be slim now. But I think it's gonna be a lot of pressure on Ohio State to go undefeated because of their stacked roster. But their schedule is pretty easy. So hey, they're gonna have a chance. They're gonna have to get through us and Oregon, and that's pretty much it. Penn State. Who expects Penn State to beat Ohio State? They play them tight, but they can't never finish the job. They play them tight. So I expect them to possibly have a chance. We'll see how they play against Oregon. I know Antoine Johnson was saying the other day that Oregon's defensive line and offensive line are tiny. So they might get bullied. They might get bullied around coming into the Big Ten. And that's the other thing. It's going to be interesting to see how these Big Ten teams, these Pac-12 teams, deal with Big Ten football. Big Ten football, it ain't like the Pac-12. It ain't like the Pac-12 thinking that our offenses are just so explosive. No, they're not as explosive as you think they are. Y'all defenses are just trash in the Pac-12, buddy. Sorry to tell you. Y'all in the Big 12. Y'all in the same predicament. Most of y'all defenses are hot garbage. And that's why y'all offenses are just flying up and down the field. Because you don't play no defense. It ain't rocket science. Y'all thought it was. Most of them thought it was. And we've got the top offense. You got the top offense because you don't play no defense out there. Half of y'all offenses is throwing it sideways. You know how to stop that? Good tackling stops all that swing pass crap, all that wide receiver screen. Good tackling stops most of that stuff. Sorry to tell y'all. Y'all play a good defense that's fundamentally sound. You play a good defense that's fundamentally sound and can tackle, and that high-flying spread offense comes down to earth real fast. Chip Kelly. And I'm trying to tell these folks, let me be real on this Chip Kelly before I get out. What's Chip Kelly done since he left Oregon? I'll wait. What has Chip Kelly done since he left Oregon? We already saw what it was like in Philly and what his players thought about him, and they got him out of there after a while. Then what he went to UCLA? What has UCLA done since he was there? I'll wait. They had some good running games. Okay. He had some good running games. Okay. He was the head coach. He wasn't the offensive coordinator at UCLA. He was the head coach. Head coach is about wins. It ain't about what your offense did. Oh, what I'm the head coach. How many times did you win the Pac-12 and did you go to the playoff? No, but we had a good running game. What has Chip Kelly done? He ain't done nothing after Oregon. I hate to break it to y'all. Chip Kelly is more living off of his Oregon days. Man, them Oregon days, you remember back in the days, man, them days over. That was 2014. That was 2014. And then that same high-flying Oregon spread offense that's so popular today went up against a Big Ten physical defense and it shut it down. Oh, ain't that crazy? That same Chip Kelly high-flying spread offense went up against a Big Ten defense in Ohio State, and they shut him down. That's crazy. But y'all applauding like Chip Kelly is Joe Brady. Man, Chip Kelly was relevant 10 years ago. Talking about some Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was relevant 10 years ago. Am I making it up? Chip Kelly is not very relevant today. He ain't. He's just not. People can hype him up. But the proof is in the pudding. And that pudding ain't tasting good. I'm just going to be real. Exactly, bro. Chip Kelly hasn't done anything worth even mentioning since Oregon. He hasn't. He's done nothing worth mentioning. And college football has caught up with that offense. How do you catch up with that type of offense? You play strong defense. Am I lying? It's just a fact. You play strong defense and you can limit that high-flying spread offense, that spread run game. You can lock it on down just like you lock down in any other offense. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was something new. It ain't new anymore. It's not new. That Chip Kelly stuff, it's not something new. There's tons of film on it. There's tons of teams that run it. It's not new. People know how to handle it. Y'all talking about Chip Kelly like he just like it's 2014 where it was something new, or 2013, 2012 when it was like, man, you see what they doing in Oregon? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, these boys got some, man, what is this? They spreading it around. They got fast dudes. They got a running quarterback. It ain't that no more. That was 10 years ago. College football has caught up to it. So defensive coordinators know how to stop that stuff now. It's just a fact. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I'm probably gonna do a video. Maybe I might do it today or tomorrow. And I wanna get into that 2014, 2023 Ohio State Michigan matchup, because that's a dope matchup. That's a dope matchup. That's the game. That's the game right there. Yeah. I seen them talking about them, and I talked about it on the last video I posted where I was in the house. It was the Q&A round 2 video I did. I talk about that in there. But I'm about to get off here, y'all. Get in the house. Been a long day at work. Appreciate y'all joining the car live. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.